Hi guys, it's Dave here. Today I'm going to be trying my hand at painting this picture of this bird that I found on Instagram. This picture is on the let me see, where did it go? Birds.nature page. I really happen to like it. My wife happened to like it, so she asked me to paint it for her, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I'm pretty new to painting, so I have no idea what I'm doing, so bear in mind I'm in no way a professional. So I started off, in the picture there are some brown spots. The background is mostly a blurry green, but there were some brown spots in it, so I wanted to get those down first. I used traditional burnt umber by Deco Art. I'm painting with acrylic, by the way. There's also a little piece of wood that the bird is standing on, so I used burnt umber as the base for that particular piece of wood. I don't know if it's a branch or if it's a downed log. I don't know what it is, but did have some brown in it. Now I'm laying down the base for the background. I'm using Woodland Green by Americana. That's the brand of paint that I used. I used a couple different greens for the background. I started off with the Woodland Green by Americana. Then I went in with some yellow green by Deco Art. That's also Americana. I guess Americana is a Deco Art brand. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Also in with that I used Forest Moss from Folk Art. And I threw in some Kelly Green by Apple Barrel for good measure. Just to get the different varying colors of green. Here I'm using a little bit of yellow mixed with, it's actually lemon yellow by Deco Art mixed with the yellow green to get a little bit of the bright highlights going in on this. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I wanted to sketch this out with a pencil beforehand, so I at least had something like, like a guideline, but I couldn't find a pencil, so I'm doing it all by sight, or by eye. I have no idea. After looking at the picture, I noticed, while there is some brown in the piece of wood that the bird is perched on, there's also, it's kind of light colored, so I threw on some white, mixed in with the burnt umber, and then there's some moss on this piece of wood. That it's kind of light green, yellow, light green, some yellow tones in there. So I started peppering on, trying to get texture. Really didn't have much luck, but I used the yellow again, a little bit more yellow than the green. But I did add that with the yellow green again, trying to get this moss effect. I just peppered it on there, trying to make individual little fronds. I was probably using the wrong paintbrush for this because they were a little bit bigger and fatter than what the image had, but the overall effect came through, I think. So now I started going in with the legs for the bird. I used the combination of Soft Black by Deco Art and the burnt umber, putting its little feet there with his front toe claw. I love this particular painting because the bird is so vibrant. I mean, I've never seen a bird with such vibrant purple coloring before. So now I'm just trying to get the breast shape of the bird right. Again, I'm doing it all by eye, so I have nothing guiding me except from the picture. So now I'm just filling up the breast with using the color Purple Pizzazz by Deco Art. I should have waited for the background to dry before I went in with this, because the background kept showing through the Purple Pizzazz. So it just turned into a nightmare for me. So I just had to keep going over with the purple over and over and over again, trying to get it to cover up that green. Now on the flank of the bird there is some blue speckles in his breast. I'm using Ultra Deep Blue by Deco Art on this, just trying to get it to show through the purple a little bit. It was a little bit too dark, so I decided to go in with a little bit of white to try to brighten it up a little bit, and I made a mess of it. So here I go again, trying to, and then the green, that green kept showing up through from the background, and I had no idea what I was doing. I just kept piling it on. Trying to get some highlights in here with a little bit of white mixed in with the purple. Now I'm going in with the, you can see how I'm trying to do the head, but you can see how the green just keeps popping through that blue. Again, I'm using Ultra Blue Deep for the top side of the bird with his head and his wings. They're mostly a deep dark shade of blue. It's beautiful and striking. Again, I'm just trying to get the outline of this bird down. I do have to say thank God for video, being able to speed up this video, because this was a kind of a nightmare to do. As I was doing it, it was driving me insane. I'm a stickler for details, and I'm not really the best at painting. I have so much to learn. My wife is the artist in the family, so I have so much to learn. But I was really getting frustrated with this. Here's where the blue started to drip. I had too much paint on the head where it met the neck, and the blue started to drip down into the breast, and it totally threw off my shape that I was going for. But you know, what are you gonna do? Here I am piling more blue on. I don't think I shook the blue up enough because it was a little bit runny. It was just, I was having a heck of a time getting it to cover that green, and it kept I don't know, it was just a very thin paint. Now I'm trying to go in for the beak here. The bird has a nice thin beak. There is some, the light is reflecting off the top of the beak a little bit there, and I was trying to get it, I went too bright my first try, so I had to go back in and a little bit later and try to darken it up. And so I'm back with the black, and now I'm adding the black tones to the beak and the little portion of feathers right above the beak. Don't know what it's called. Use some darkness around his his eye. I'm trying to fill that in with the, let's see, what color did I use? Oh, I used Martha Stewart's Crafts, just satin black paint. Beetle black is what it's called, the name of it. Again, I'm back to trying to touch up his neck area. The bird has some colorful red tint to the front of his body there. So I'm adding some of that in there just to add some, get the red in. Again, more purple. Pizzazz. In the photo, the bird's a chubby little fella, but I think my guy has been doing the keto diet because he's a little bit on the thinner. Trying to clean up that neck area again. That thing gave me all kinds of problems. Just trying to get him a nice rounded top to the head there. I think I gave this bird a robin's body, tell you the truth. Adding in some light touches to the wings to try to differentiate some of the wings. And then some darkness around his eyes. He has a little bit of dark feathers that go back from his beak around his eye. Trying to get the light's reflection that gives him a little bit of character with his eyeball. And I'm just pitter-pattering paint on just to trying to get some kind of a texture going with this thing. And again, to help cover up that green background that just keeps popping through this painting. Adding more blue to the body, to the wings. And then I noticed on the painting that the moss, it was really sticking up in certain areas from that piece of wood that the bird was sitting on or standing on, so I went back in with the yellow and the yellow green to try to get a little bit of height to a certain pieces of the wood. Adding more black to the wings because it wasn't dark enough for me. It does get darker farther down on the wing that it goes. Speeding this thing up really makes it look like I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. think that's about it. Trying to get a zoom in on it to get a closer look at this thing. You can see the little light shining off his little beady eye. Looks better farther away, I do believe. And I didn't get as much lightness in the purple breast area. You can see on the picture how much brighter it is than what mine is. And that's, a lot of that had to do with that green background. I had a heck of a time with that green background. Next time I really have to let that thing dry before I go in with the bird. Now I'm going to sign it to make it official. And so, I mean, that's it. That's this painting of this bird that I found on birds.nature on Instagram. I hope you liked it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I'm going to be doing this again. I'm going to try to start doing a bird series of paintings. Here is the reference photograph. And here's my version of this thing. Oy. Well, hopefully the next one turns out better. So again, thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, and follow, and I'll have more stuff heading your way. So again, thanks for following, and I'll see you next time.